It's official. Woo! Hi, you guys. It's Arielle and Jean. Chances are, if you guys are watching this video, is that you probably came from the mini engagement announcement video that I posted on my main channel. And I thought it'd be fun to maybe have a podcast style video on my second channel where we could tell you more of like the story of our engagement and the proposal and stuff, and from all the perspectives. Because yes, Jean and I are starting this podcast off, but I also filmed with Laura, my friend Laura, who's also involved in the proposal. So you have all the perspectives. I was gonna say, why don't you start by telling us how you came up with the proposal idea? But I actually think that we should start from the very beginning because I'm not sure that everyone knows how we met. And I think it's kind of a fun story.
Yeah, I think it's a fun story.
So Jean and I met at basketball practice 3 years ago?
Yes.
3.5 years ago?
Yeah. I think it was maybe in August.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically I used to play on a men's basketball team. And it was in my second year playing on the team. I was friends with all the guys on the team. And we were having a summer off-season basketball practice. And people could bring their friends. Like, it wasn't so serious. And so one of our mutual friends on the team brought Jean. Mm-hmm. And so that was the first time I met him. And my very first impression of Jean...
You want my version or your version?
Yeah, give us your version.
Oh, you are so small.
Okay, that's not exactly how I said it. But I'm on this basketball team. The vast majority of the people who play basketball and the people who are on the team were taller than me. And I'm a very tall person. I'm like 6 feet. And so I see our friend David, who is playing basketball with Jean, and we had sort of like a 2-on-2 mini game going before practice. And it was me and our friend Alex and Jean and David. And Alex and I are huge. Mm-hmm. Alex is probably 6'5". Like, between the two of us, we were heads taller than Jean and David. And then out of nowhere, Jean is like, they smoked us. They were. I was shocked. I was actually shocked because you wouldn't think that such a
little boy,
a small guy, such a short guy would be so, not only so good at basketball, but would beat players that are way taller than him. So yes, I did probably say something like, "You're good for a short guy" or something.
Oh, I think you said, "Oh, you are too short. It's too easy for you to go like."
Oh, I actually do remember saying that because Jean's also so fast. He's incredibly fast, and he's just like literally, you can't even see where he's going, and he's already scored. So yeah, I think that's the first way that I was attracted to you, is you were so good at basketball. I was like, oh, he's an athlete, you know?
Yeah, but I'm not the athlete. I'm good, but I'm not playing in the NBA, so calmos quoi.
No, Jean is the best basketball player that I know. But what really got me is after practice, we went for drinks at a bar like across from the gym. And one of the guys, we were having like a gender roles discussion. One of the guys said, I think I was saying something like, a lot of women find themselves in the position of having to not only work, but also do a lot of like domestic work around the house, cooking, cleaning, taking care of the kids. And this guy goes, oh, that's not true. In my family, my dad does the cooking. And then Jean said, I mean, you're not giving the whole truth here. Your dad is retired and your mom still works. And I thought that was really cool that Jean called his friend out, who was like trying to counter my argument that systematically a lot of women take on the responsibility of not just work like their husbands, but also the domestic labor. So I really loved that. And I remember I was talking to my friend probably the day after, and I think I said something like, I met my future husband, but he's a little too short. And I know that's not something super nice to say, but I think just in full honesty, when you grow up with the media, the TV shows and the movies and the songs and the love stories, you never really have those examples of the woman being taller or bigger than the man. And so I just think in my mind, I had never really pictured myself being with someone who was shorter than me. And so now, obviously, it literally doesn't matter. And I don't think either one of us think about it anymore.
No.
But of course, like initially, I never thought that I would be with someone who was shorter than me. But the point is, I remember telling my friends right off the bat, like, I could marry this guy.
24 hours after.
Well, I think you can tell right away with Jean that his heart is in the right place. I say that all the time, I say you have such a good heart.
Yeah.
And that plus the basketball, I was love struck. But yeah, after that, I mean, we won't talk about our relationship from, beginning to end, not end, beginning to engagement. But it was pretty slow at first because you're pretty shy.
Yeah, I'm still shy.
And I'm overly extroverted. Like, I would invite Jean to come for drinks with the team. And I remember the first couple times that you came, you would sit in the corner. I still have the vision of you, like the corner of the
table.
Yeah. So it took a while. And how did we ultimately start dating? Who asked who on the first date?
I think you asked me. No. No,
Really?
I think you tell me that you were going to do Nuit Blanche with someone. I don't remember who.
Yeah, I think it was Kim.
Yeah, but I think she leaves you. I don't know.
She bailed.
Yeah, you were alone. And after, I don't remember. I know I said you, but we can go because there was a rugby game also this night.
Yeah.
So I ask you if you want to go to see the rugby game in a bar, and after we can go do the Nuit Blanche. I can go with you for the Nuit Blanche.
So Nuit Blanche, because I don't think it's like a common thing. It was maybe late September, and we had, I think it was a basketball game or basketball practice, something basketball practice. Yeah. And that evening was Nuit Blanche, which is this big art event where the whole night, like in French, Nuit Blanche means to pull an all-nighter. And so all night long, you have art exhibits across the entire city. It's a very fun event. And I was supposed to go with my friend, but she canceled on me at the last minute. And I think I mentioned that, like Jean said, at basketball practice. And so Jean was like, well, there's a rugby game. Why don't we go watch the rugby game? And then we'll go to Nuit Blanche together. And yeah, I think that was our first date, you could say. We weren't dating, but that was our first date. Okay, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's not it, but it will be a 3-hour podcast if we have to say everything.
No, there's something else I wanted to say, but I forget.
That I pay the first beer?
Oh, actually, I did want to say that. Yeah, I did want to say that. And for anyone wondering, Jean did pay on the first date. And I thought that was kind of cool because I had dated other guys in Paris, and it's sort of common here, I would say, at least from my experience, for the man to want to split the bill. And I can't say that's like the most attractive thing in full honesty. And I would never expect something like hugely extravagant, but I do find it very attractive when a man, will pay for the bill without like, I hate that awkward conversation of like, oh, do you want to split it? Like, I don't really like that. And so I like when the man will take the initiative. And so, yeah, Jean paid for the beers. I think I paid for our second date, though. I'm sure I did, actually.
I think I pay for the first beers.
Yeah.
And you pay for the second one.
Yes.
Maybe.
I think, yeah. Yeah. So that was our first date. 3.5 years ago.
Yeah. Wow.
And then I think when I seriously knew that I would marry Jean was probably in January. The January of that year, we went on a ski trip with his family 2 months after we started dating.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think it's true. They say when you know, you know. And at least that's what it was like for me. I knew really from the start that I wanted to marry Jean. Now, before we got engaged, we did look at rings together. And I actually have a video on this. I documented the whole process. But the problem for me is when I have a video like that I've documented like for a year, it's always hard to link it all together and have the finished product. So it is still a work in progress. I'm definitely going to share it because I think it's so interesting to look back at all the rings that we tried on and that we found. And so before the proposal, there was the hunt for the ring, which we did together. I always wanted to be a part of the ring decision. Like, I wanted Jean to always be the one to pick the ring, but I wanted to be a part of the ring hunting process. I thought that was really fun to go look at rings together, to try them on. And even for me, like, I had no idea what I wanted in a style of ring. And I thought it was nice to try on different colors of stones, different bands and stuff. I think as well, I knew that I never wanted a ring that just came from a store. I wanted an antique ring. I wanted a ring that was unique and that maybe had like more of a sentimental feeling for me, as opposed to like a really big, expensive, fancy ring. So I never had an idea of the ring I wanted. I just knew that I wanted to be unique and antique. So not that any of that matters because we'll talk about the ring at the very end. But yes, let's talk. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your proposal? Like, when did you start thinking about it? How did you come up with your idea? How did you put the plan in motion? Give us the tea.
Okay. So I don't know when I start thinking about this, but I start about thinking about a lot of ways that I can ask you. But because sometimes we speak about it, we were like, oh, maybe what if I ask you in the front of everybody, in the front of the Eiffel Tower? For joking, maybe we say this, but we know together that it's not like that. We want to do this. So,
and I think as well that's maybe particular to us living in Paris, but very often you see proposals being organized. So there's these companies in Paris that will organize these giant proposals like along the Seine in front of the Eiffel Tower. And you might think that the pictures look cute, but there's like 7 in a row. And it really just, it's not what I would consider to be romantic, I don't think. And I never, like, I think we must have seen that year 1 into dating.
Yeah.
And I think I probably said immediately to you, please don't.
No, and also me, I don't want it. They can do what they want.
Yeah.
But for me, when you saw the 7 arch with flower, with art and everything, I think it's a little bit ridiculous, you can say.
I think it's very commercial. Like, if it was just one man who was proposing, in front of the Eiffel Tower, that's fine. But I think it's the whole orchestration, and it almost feels like it. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea, but I knew that I wanted the proposal for me to be like, I wanted something private and I wanted something sentimental. Like, that's always been important to me. Like, it's so much more important to me to have a sentimental proposal than the biggest bouquet of flowers and fireworks and like fancy flashing lights and stuff. So I think you knew
and
that I wanted something private.
And also me, I will talk about this, but yes, also me, I prefer something private. I will repeat myself, but I'm shy, so I was not prepared to do this maybe in a restaurant in front of people. I was not prepared for this, and I don't want to do this. And thank you. You don't want to do this also. So,
like, again, a restaurant if we were alone.
Yeah, but that's so weird.
No, and I think as well, you lose the element of surprise. Like, if Jean had brought me to a private dinner somewhere, I think I would immediately know what's happening, and I always wanted to be surprised.
And because also I took a lot of time to ask you.
Yeah.
And yes, I took a lot of time. So I was like, I can't ask her to go on a date. She will know something. She will.
Yeah. And I think that's also specific to our relationship, is because for my job, I test so many things in Paris. Like, I mostly plan our dates, I guess you could say, because there's restaurants that I want to try. There's activities I want to try. And like, Jean will come with me to try them. And yes, I'll film and I'll take pictures, but they kind of turn into our dates. And so I plan a lot. It would have been so obvious to me. Like, if you made this plan, I would have known what was up for sure. And it's not that you took a long time to propose.
No,
it's that we had been looking at rings for so long.
The process took a long time.
And I think it gets to a point where you're both ready to get engaged and married, and it's like, I don't know, you just want it to happen.
Yeah, but we will talk about the ring after, of course. But I had the ring done maybe by the mid-September, and I was like, after, if I ask her to go on a date, to go somewhere, oh, come here, in my head, it was so obvious that she will suspect something. So
I thought, honestly, I did think you were going to propose in Greece, because we went to Greece at the end of September. And I mean, I did and I didn't. I talked to my friend Sam about it, and she really snapped me back into reality, because when we go to Greece, I'm the one that has most, like, we would go to Crete, and like, that's where a lot of my friends are, you could say. I know the island really well because I've been there so many times, and I've helped the farmers with their harvest and all this stuff. You guys know that story. And so she was like, Arielle, you are planning most of the Crete trip because you are seeing your friends, you're organizing things. I think it'd be very hard for Jean to come up with a proposal idea, because he isn't as familiar with where you're going and the island as you are. And so she definitely snapped me back into reality for that trip. But I did kind of, I was kind of a little bit hopeful that you propose in Greece, honestly.
yeah, I had the ring with me in Greece, but I was like,
I think that's so funny. Where did you hide it?
somewhere in my backpack.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but yes, I had the ring in Greece. But like you say, I think we stay 1 week.
Yeah.
But in this 1 week, I think we spend only 2 hours together. So yeah, that's what almost impossible to ask you. And I was like, maybe I can ask her because it's her place. She like to be here, so maybe why not? It's important for her to be here. So it was maybe, but we didn't spend 3 hours together, so it was so hard, and I can't prepare anything, like a little date on the beach with wine or champagne or something like this. So I think if I ask you in Greece, it maybe with ça aurait été,
It would have been?
it would have been empty. Like just asking you, but nothing else.
Yeah. I mean, the reason why I also wanted to be proposed to before Greece or in Greece is because, like, my friends in Greece actually think I'm crazy. For years, literally for 2 years, every time I would go see them in Greece, I'd be like, oh yeah, we're getting married. And they're like, are you engaged? And I was like, no, but it's happening.
Yeah, it will happen someday.
Like, truly for 2 years. And I was like, if we go and we see them again, year 3, they're actually going to think I'm a crazy person. But it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
It's fine. I am a crazy person, so it's okay.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Get back to
the story.
Yeah. So I was more in an idea to be something you and me, and like you say, sentimental with memories of us of 3 years together. So I asked your friend, so Laura, you will have her version.
Yeah, Laura's version is coming after.
Yeah, and I don't know the version, so I asked her to take you out on end of a day. I don't care about which day, but I need you to be out of the house from, like, I asked her to take Arielle out from like 5 to maybe 7 or 8, but I specifically asked to Laura to bring me Arielle sober, and that she didn't eat anything. So
was there a reason why you specifically asked her to bring me back sober?
No, but if you are going to drink something, I don't care, you can, but that means you are coming home at 10 or 11, I don't know, but I really want you to be back, like, for dinner time or something. More like this. So the first time, I think I asked her to take you out, and you should have gone with her like a Wednesday. but I don't remember. I think you were sick.
I was sick.
Yeah,
I was very,
you
very
were
sick.
sick.
I was very
So nothing happened.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but and I think you went on a Monday night. So completely random. Also.
Monday.
Yeah.
Who proposes on a Monday?
Yeah, and for me it was because you go with your friend.
Yeah.
For me, it was not obvious that I will ask you on a Monday night, random night, like this. So in my head, it was more like this. You go out, and I prepare everything that I want to prepare, and after the story. But yeah, that's the start of the thinking.
And you just felt comfortable reaching out to Laura? Like you weren't nervous?
No, but and yes, that it can be weird because I just met her one times, but I knew you were, and you are really friend with her. She's a good friend of you, and I just met her one time, but she's really cool, and I don't know. I don't know how to explain this, but I felt like I can trust her in this. I don't know why, but yeah.
Yeah, Laura definitely gives off that energy, and like rightfully she gives
Yeah.
that energy because she is, yeah, Laura's the best. You guys know I talk about Laura all the time, but yeah, she's a really good friend, and she's very loving, caring, kind, very positive, very enthusiastic. Like her and I are similar in a lot of ways. I think that's why we get along so well. But I think it was a good choice to get Laura involved because one, I literally expected nothing, like really nothing, and two, I was having I mentioned this with Laura, but I was having a really bad day, and I'm very much an extrovert, which means like I'll get my energy and my joy honestly from being with other people and like, you know, sharing life with other people and enjoying time with other people. And so I was having a rough day. I met Laura, and by the time I was leaving, I was just so happy. Like I was in the best mood. So yeah, Laura was a good choice.
Yeah. So I asked Laura to take you out, but I didn't say anything that I just asked her to take you out. Like that, I can make you a date surprise night, and but I don't say I want to ask her and tonight.
Yes, I know.
I didn't want to say to tell her what was my plan. I think she maybe
For sure,
Yeah.
for sure,
Yeah.
she could.
Yeah.
She is. Was there a reason? I have my hypothesis as to why you didn't tell her, but was there a specific reason that you didn't tell her?
because I don't want her to make a mistake or say something that I don't want her to say. It's not against her.
Yeah.
I already told her, but I prefer to be the only one to know what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like that, she can't make any mistake.
And I told that to Jean as well. But I never wanted people to tell Jean how I wanted him to propose to me. Like I really wanted the proposal to come 100% from you. And I was worried that if like my friends started telling Jean what to do and stuff, then the proposal would be like more coming from them. And yeah, I just wanted all Jean.
Yeah, I think it was all me. All us. Yeah.
Okay, so you got Laura.
Yeah.
She got me out of the house.
Yeah. So I went this day. I was home really early, so that's why I asked her, because I knew I can be home maybe at 5. So in my head, everything was planned, but it was a total rush this night. I wanted, because how can I start this? I knew what I wanted. I wanted something that can bring us some memories we share together. So I wanted to make a dish, a meal that I made for you sometimes, and that can bring some memories or something, I don't know. I wanted an activity that we made together. So it was carving pumpkin. So because it was not the first date, but I think the first time I went to your place.
Yes. The first time we carved pumpkins was 3 years ago.
Yeah, for Halloween.
And it was at my old apartment.
Yeah.
And I had invited the basketball team. I definitely didn't want everyone to come. I can't remember my exact mindset at the time, but I definitely was like happy that it was just Jean and I. Because ultimately, I think I invited maybe 4 or 5 guys from the team. and no one could come except for Jean.
Yeah. Also, it was a Monday night, so
Yeah, we used to have practice on Monday nights. And I remember I went on, I got all the candies that you really like.
Yeah.
I tailored the snacks and the food to stuff I knew that Jean would enjoy. So I think that night, like that first night of us carving pumpkins, I think that's very sentimental maybe to both of us, because it was the first time we were like, I don't know. Why is it so sentimental? We were alone for the first time.
I think it was this date was. No, it was after. No, it was after the.
Yeah, because it was in
Yeah,
October.
but it was we were. Oh, I don't. Maybe I can't say this, but we were alone at your apartment.
Yeah,
So
but it was the first time that
more-
we were just us two. It was very much more intimate, I guess. Like it was more. We weren't at a bar. We weren't running around Paris. Like
Yeah,
it
well,
was
only the two of us. We can speak,
Yeah,
and there's no. Yeah.
yeah. Very sentimental night,
Yeah.
which I'm assuming is why you chose to carve pumpkins.
Yeah, and because and also it's something from your culture.
Yes.
Because I never do that in France. I think maybe some family did that.
Yeah.
Do that, sorry. But I never do carving pumpkins. So, and it's something I like. It's funny to do this. So I was happy to do this with you for this day. And because I knew you like it, so that's why I chose this. So a meal. It was not the best meal because I didn't have. At the first time I wanted to do something.
What did you want to do?
Pasta
Yeah.
with I think it was with butternut sauce,
Okay.
but I didn't have the time, so I just made zucchini, chicken, and rice.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you know, you could have made is so when I was in my old apartment and John and I were just dating, we weren't living together. I think I had given him a key at some point.
Yeah, the key.
And I would go. This happened a couple times, but I would go to boxing, for example,
Oh,
and I would come back and there would be tomato soup on the table. There would be flowers. My dishes would be done. Like Jean,
laundry.
yeah, like Jean came in, cooked me dinner, and like I just walked, and he wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Like he did all that, he left, and then I would walk in after practice, and yeah, I distinctly remember your tomato soup. So you totally could have just made a quick tomato soup, and I would have loved that.
Yeah, but now I know you don't like tomato soup, so
I don't really like tomato soup.
yeah. No, and I was maybe something a little bit more sophisticated than a tomato soup.
Yeah.
So also I went to buy flowers, of course, and buy some charcuterie and cheese because we often, not every day, but like a little apéro.
Yeah.
We'd like to do this, so it was something from us too.
Yeah.
And I got champagne.
The first champagne we ever had together.
Yeah, for the it was for New Year, but I think the first New Year we spent together at your place.
Yeah.
And so I buy the same bottle of this champagne to always bring this memory. What can I say? The map, maybe? I don't know. I print a map of Paris with, I think there was 5 pins on this map. I think there was the first, the place when we met for the first time.
Yeah. The bar.
The bar, so for the first date with the rugby game. The first kiss, I think. Ooh. First kiss, our first apartment here. And the first couple dates. It was we are just friends. But it was our first couple date at the Christmas market. Yeah. So it was this 5 pin.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going in every way.
I think basically it was just like this combination of all these memories that we had, and it was nice. It was nice to go back down and like to think how we spent like the last 3 years. Like,
Yeah. So I get everything prepared in maybe 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was a rush.
And not just that, he also got a haircut.
Yeah, because I know she like when my hair and beard is cut, so
You're so funny.
I also take the time to do this.
Yeah.
So everything was set in the apartment,
Yeah.
and I go meet you at the at the metro station near our place.
Which he didn't plan to do, right? You didn't plan to come pick me up.
No, I think this was a last time thinking.
Yeah.
So I went to meet you at the metro station with the flower, and also I was wearing not a suit, but
Clothes. The fanciest I've ever seen, Joel.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, I have to. I can't be in pajamas, so I was wearing something nice, and I met you at the metro station, and I give you the flower. And I think from this moment, you're starting.
Oh, for sure, yes. And I think also Jean wanted to record it.
Yeah.
So I could see your phone, and I was like, he never has his phone. Like, he had it in the breast pocket with the camera facing out. Like, he never has his phone there. Like, yeah.
What is happening?
Yeah. I was literally shocked. I got off the metro, and you're literally dressed to the nines. He had his dress shoes on. He never wears his dress shoes. Like, it was so funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny.
I pick you. We went home, and I just write something on the front, not on the front door, but on the front closet.
Yeah, front hall.
It was like, "Are you ready for a memory night?" I don't remember exactly when I write.
I definitely have the paper. I kept all the papers you wrote.
It was something like memory night, or I can't
Welcome
remember.
to a night of souvenirs or something.
Yeah, something like this.
Souvenir in French is memories. A night of memories, maybe.
Yeah. So, you went in the house and you see the little board of apéro, charcuterie, and everything. So I printed the map, and I ask you, you have 5 pins on this map, so you have to tell me what this pin mean for you.
Like a guessing game.
Yeah, a guessing game. And if you guess, if you have a good answer, you will have a
keychain.
A prize. But I also buy 5 keychain to give you a clue. So I start with the first one. I think this one was
the drink.
Yeah, the drink, and the clue was a little keychain with a rugby ball. There was a basketball, a little house, 2.
Those are so cute.
Yeah, 2
little people, and you put them together in their hands and make a heart.
Yeah. So yes, so she knew everything. She had everything right. So for everything she had. I think the first one was the charcuterie board. Maybe the second one was a champagne. The third one, the pumpkin. Yeah. The fourth one, I can't remember. And the fifth one was the declaration with the ring. Yeah. I think what I just said, I'm not sure it's clear. I'm sorry for this. But yes, it was approximately like this.
And it was nice. It was nice to have a night like to ourselves, not stressed.
Yeah.
There's a lot of nights where I'll work very late. And so I think it was good because I'd planned to go out with Laura. So I had like planned to finish my work before that. And I mean, she said we'd be home by 7, but I'm like, I know Laura, like I'll be home by midnight. So I had closed my laptop. I was done working for the day. And so it was nice to come home and like have that moment together and like, you know, carve our pumpkins, have the champagne and just be together.
Yeah. And because this is what I wanted to be something intimate. I think only the 2 of us in a place that we know because it's our apartment. And just remember our 3 years passed together, and more to come. No,
Forever to come.
Yeah, forever.
I think a lot of people like afterwards. Laura, for example, I took like a week to tell her. And I already mentioned that, like, I wanted to tell her, or I'll mention it when I talk to Laura, but I wanted to tell her in person. But I think it was when you're with someone and you know you're going to marry them, you just know that's how it is. It's not surprising to be proposed to. Like, it's not, it just felt good, normal, and happy. It wasn't like crying on the floor in shock and excitement because it's something that we talked about, for quite some time. And
I think we were maybe prepared for this.
Yeah. So maybe we can talk a little bit about the ring.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the full process because there is a traumatic element to this ring, and I want to give that its own story time.
The last part.
Yeah, like, not to take anything away from the ring or anything, but yeah, there was like something that very deeply upset me about the ring. So I don't want to talk a lot about the process of the ring, but I thought we could tell you a little bit about it because it is quite a special ring. Let me give you a close up actually. I don't know how much you can see. I'll put a picture actually so you can have a better view. So this ring, the band of the ring, we saw in an antique shop a year ago.
Yeah, maybe.
At least a year ago. Yeah. Like I said, I wanted a vintage antique piece of jewelry. I'm very much someone who would rather have something unique and sentimental than something expensive. I don't value things based on how much they cost, which isn't necessarily saying like I don't appreciate expensive things. Like if an artisan makes this beautiful piece of jewelry, I will value that even though it's very expensive. But anyways, we were starting looking in antique shops to see if we could find a ring that we liked and a style that we liked. And I think before I tried this one on, I had maybe tried on three or four other ones. And then one day I was in the Marais and I came across this antique store and I just went in and I asked the guy if he had any golden rings because he had a lot of like costume jewelry in his window. And he was like, yeah, I think there was two that he showed me. One was very much like a dinner ring, like a big ring that would go over like an evening glove. So it didn't feel exactly like an engagement ring. And then he pulled not this ring out, but this almost this ring out. And again, it's really hard to tell in this light, but this band is a very unique color and shape. The setting is very unique. And so the second I put it on, I think I even called you. I was like, I want to show you this ring.
I think you text me, maybe in second after.
Yeah, it was the first time that I had tried on a ring and immediately fell in love.
Yeah.
So for me, I kind of knew that was what I wanted. But the diamond of that ring was like paper thin. You couldn't even see the diamond. It wasn't sparkly. It wasn't great. It was the band that stole the show, the band and the color, because the color isn't exactly gold. It's a rose gold, which is a weird color to choose. Like I've never ever liked rose gold, but you said this and I agree with you. It does look nice on my skin tone.
Yeah.
I think the pinkness of my skin tone and the pinkness of the gold. So yeah, then we started toying around with the idea of maybe swapping out the stone for like a family stone or a different color stone. I remember there was an auction in Paris and I bought these like gemstones off of the auction and, you know, played with the idea of having a different gemstone in. And I think I told Jean, or I asked my mom and grandma if we could have a family ring and maybe swap out the diamond. And I connected Jean. I connected those dots for Jean, but then I removed myself from the situation because, again, I didn't want to spoil the whole surprise for me.
No, me too. I don't want... And yes, you did a lot, but at some point, I don't want you to know anything more. So I never told you when I bought the ring, when I grabbed the ring from your mom and grandmother.
Yes.
I think...
Because did they send you the ring? So essentially, like the diamond in the center of my stone, the diamond in the center of my ring is my great grandmother's diamond from her wedding ring. So that ring was in Canada. How did you get that?
So I text your mom, and we were thinking maybe to send this with La Poste, or I don't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I was like, no,
that's scary.
No, it's impossible. I don't want you to do this.
Yeah.
There are too many values and sentimental values on this ring.
We've never had a positive experience with the Post, okay? They constantly
it's impossible.
or ruin our
do
packages.
That. So I think your uncle should come
Was going to come.
Yeah, was going to come. I don't remember. I think it was.
He was supposed to do a walk.
Yeah, a hike in Spain. He was supposed to land in Paris, go take the train in Paris, and after go to Spain. I don't remember. It was April or May. But unfortunately, he canceled his trip. Yeah, for some reason. I don't know. So I can't have the ring for this month. And we were going to Canada for your birthday in June. So your mom gave me the ring and the diamond in June when we went to Canada.
And I'll be honest, I was hopeful before that trip. I was definitely hopeful that Jean would propose. I always wanted to be proposed to in Canada. Because that's where I obviously have my family, and that's where the people who'd be the most enthusiastic and happy would be. And I wanted to share that moment with my family. So I was definitely hopeful that you were going to propose on that trip. But I am thankful that you didn't propose because we were also flying home for my 30th birthday. And that turned into like the biggest event. It was like days of events, a lot of celebration, which I'm very grateful for. But to add on another celebration would have been a lot.
Yeah, and I know you, and I know you wanted to be engaged in Canada with your family, and but I'm sorry that did not happen. But also I know you don't want to mix events. So because we go to Canada for your birthday, it's your birthday trip to Canada. So I don't want to I can't because I didn't have the ring and anything. So I did not want to do this in Canada for your birthday.
Yeah, I like every event to have its own celebration. But like you said, I don't like to mix events.
So and who cares? I didn't have the ring, so voilà. So I get the ring so in June. And after I came back alone, and you went to Portugal. So during this week where I was alone, I met with 3 jewelers. So I asked every jeweler if for them it's possible to take the diamond from the ring of your grandma and to put this on this one, and everyone say yes. So I just went with one, but who cares? And So I did this in June. So I just took my time to think about it, with which one I want to go and everything, blah, blah, blah. So after I met you in Portugal, and of course in France, everything is closed in July and August. I give the ring to the jeweler in maybe mid-August, I don't remember, but he closed 3 days after. So I just got the ring back in mid-September. And voilà. And this happened.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Something else that I learned during the whole ring process is a diamond will sparkle more if it's set in platinum or if it's set in white gold, which I never knew or realized, and I was never attracted to, because I'm like, oh, I want the whole ring to be one color. And this ring is just so beautifully made and well done, because like the original setting is rose gold, and then where the diamond is, I don't know if it's platinum or if it's white gold, I don't know, but it's the same color as the diamond. And so the diamond super sparkles. Like it's just such a beautiful ring. And it really surprises me that a diamond that is so old, like at least 100 years old, is still so beautiful and in such perfect condition. I love that it's a family heirloom. I love that there's
a sentimental touch.
That it's sentimental. So yeah. And another cool thing about this ring as well, I'll try and show you. Hold this. So on the ring, you have 2 dots.
Good luck.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's these 2 dots. And initially I thought they were just defects. Like I thought the ring is so old and there's just bumps. Like it's not a big deal. You can't really see them. But actually, as we learned, the little dots, like the divots, mean something. So the first one means that it was handmade. And the second one means that it crossed a border in Europe. And so when we looked up the name, like the box that this came in from the antique shop, it was a jeweler in Switzerland. And I just thought it was so cool that with these two divots in the ring, you know that it was handcrafted and that it crossed the border into France. So yeah, I don't know. I think the ring is so beautiful. It's unique. I love it. You did such a good job.
Yeah, but you helped me a lot too, so...
That's right. But yeah, I guess that's it. I guess that's it for this part of the podcast. Laura is coming up. And Laura and
I'm curious to see this part.
when you put us in a room together, we're just like loud and enthusiastic and very talkative. So be prepared for a mood change. I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about Jean's side of the story. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm really excited to, be in this moment of like planning our wedding together and everything that comes with it, like dress shopping and parties and celebrating and yeah, just every part of a wedding I think is really fun. I also told Jean, I was like, I want to be engaged for a year to really enjoy the process of planning the wedding, the process
It will be a lot of stress. Maybe it's cliche to say this, of course, but it's the most beautiful day of our life.
I'm sure it will be. I'm actually really excited because I'm just excited to have a party with everyone that we love and care about. And it's not only is it rare for our families to be together, but they have still not even met.
Yeah, in 3 years.
In 3 years. And they're going to meet before the wedding, obviously, but I'm just really excited to have that moment where we're all together celebrating. And yeah, that's all. That's all. I think we're going to go make dinner.
I'm going to make dinner.
Sean's going to make dinner.
Oh, and you know what? It will be chicken zucchini. Woo!
That's actually so funny. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. And cue Laura. All right. We're coming to you live from Laura's apartment, who you guys have not met yet. I've introduced Laura on my main channel, but this is her first appearance on my second channel.
Hi, guys.
And, oh gosh, do we have to talk about who you are?
Yeah, we can do a quick intro.
Okay, so this, I think we're a little bit disoriented because this is going to be a section of the podcast that's coming after Jean and I talk about our engagement, obviously, which Laura played a part in.
Yes,
so
very vital role. Thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, Laura, tell us who you are.
So my name's Laura. I'm an Australian living and working in Paris, and I'm also a friend of Arielle's.
Why did you hesitate?
I don't know. I'm a dear friend of Arielle. So yeah, I've been living in Paris for the past 2 years, work in marketing and make some art on the side. That's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. And Laura and I mean, you guys will see, I think, as we film more together, but we're pretty similar in a lot of ways. We work in very similar fields. I think that was the first way that we connected because Laura works in influencer marketing.
You're a creator.
I am a creator that works with the marketing girlies.
Yep.
So right off the bat, the vibes were there.
The vibes are immaculate.
Voila. Okay, so when we talk about this, I also want to talk about my perspective of what happened because I was very confused. And I don't even think I told you why I was so confused. So, okay, you kick off the story. Tell us from your perspective.
Okay, we'll start. Okay, so it was one day I was sitting at home just working, doing my thing, and I received this message request in my phone from Instagram, and it said, Jean messaged you. And I was like, who's Jean? And I was like, oh, Jean. And so I opened the message and he said, hey, I'm Arielle's boyfriend. Like, I hope this message isn't weird.
Okay, but they had totally met before.
We'd met once. So I knew who he was, which was really funny. So he sent me a message. He's like, hey, I'm Arielle's boyfriend. If you remember me, I want to make a surprise for Arielle and I need your help. But don't tell her I've messaged you. So I was like, yes, okay. And I had a suspicion that it might be a proposal, but he didn't tell me.
Yeah, which is normal because Jean and I definitely we had already talked about this like a bunch of times before, but it was definitely something that we wanted to keep like between us a little secret between us. So yeah, I that's definitely why he didn't tell you. He just wanted it to be like,
which is nice. Yeah. So he didn't tell me, and I remember he was like, I was like, yes, absolutely. I love Arielle. Like, I'm so happy to help. What do you have in mind? And he said, okay, so we'll think of a day, but I need her out of the house between these hours, right? And so he said, I think I need her out of the house between 4 p.m. till like 8 p.m. And so that was actually a little bit tricky because one, we have dinner quite late in France, like 7, 8 p.m. we would go out for dinner, but that would be too late. And if
we were going out for dinner, it would be far later than 8 p.m. Like if we were going out for dinner, it would be like until midnight or 1 in the morning.
And he said, you can't bring her home drunk. Can you say that on your channel? Yeah, he's like, and she can't come home drunk. And I was like, okay, so by the way, that paints me out to be a bad,
who does he think we are?
Like the alcoholic friend. It's not true. No. We just have a good time.
Yeah. The reason why Jean needed Laura to get me out of the house, like, first of all, is because you guys know I work from home, and like I work from home every day. As in, Jean will leave the house, I'm in my pajamas. He will come home and I'll be in my pajamas unless I have something that I'm filming out of the house or unless I'm meeting a girlfriend. But if I'm like workday, he will leave and come back and I will not have moved. And because he wanted to sort of set things up and prepare and decorate and like, you know, do the surprise, he had to get me out of the house after his work because he came home after work, and I couldn't be in the house, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So
now came in the most difficult part was the planning. Well, actually the planning was, part of that. And then also just keeping my cool because you could not, you are so hard to trick or I guess like make a surprise because you're quite suspicious about things.
Girl, let me tell you, we'll get into it, but there were some things and I was like, what is wrong with Laura?
Okay, so from what I can remember, I was like, okay, what I need to do, how about like a cozy autumnal late afternoon, early evening hangout? And I can stage it as, okay, I want to go to the Grande Épicerie, I want to get some stuff for my parents, and I also want you to meet my other friend, Briella. And I thought by including an extra person in this, then that sort of makes the plan more solid. And you can't just say, oh, girl, like I'm too tired, let's hang out another night. So I thought, okay, I want you to meet my friend. We'll go to the Grande Épicerie, maybe we'll get like a hot chocolate. And that was perfect timing because you had to film some content as well.
Yeah.
So initially I had planned like I wanted to hang out with you on a Wednesday night or something, but you ended up sick.
Oh, I was so sick. Thank goodness you guys did not arrange things then. I was like in bed, not moving, very sick. So
sick, yeah. So sick. So
no, but I'm like, I'm if Jean had proposed in that moment, I think I would have really like it
wouldn't have been ideal. It would have, So, oh my gosh, I love this story. This is so fun. So we're like, okay, great. I was planning something to hang out with you. Then you were sick. And then I think we arranged it was the week later. Oh yeah, it was a Monday. It was a Monday. So I was like, okay, we're going to meet. How are you free at around 4:30? We'll meet here, blah, blah, blah. And you said, that sounds amazing. That's really great. And
actually,
is that what happened?
Yes. Yeah. But so Laura suggested the Grande Épicerie, which I did have to film for a video. I was like, okay, this is perfect. And if you want to see the footage from that day, it's actually in the 10 boutiques that you have to do in Paris. Like the boutique, when I go into the Grande Épicerie, that was the day that all of this went down.
Yeah, it's so funny because you weren't suspecting anything, maybe.
No, I wasn't suspecting anything. Okay. But we're in the Grande Épicerie. And then I was like, oh, can we go upstairs and film? Like, I was doing my thing, filming, we're all together. And then you were like, do you want to go get a coffee?
Okay. Well, before then, we have to go back because you were a bit frazzled at the start. Oh, yeah. Because Jean was like, oh, she's in a bad mood. He was texting me.
What happened that day that put me in a bad mood? Oh my gosh, something happened. What the heck?
I don't remember. You were just stressed because you had to... Oh, was it metro? The train wasn't working?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Yeah.
I was like looking cute and so I was wearing shoes that weren't super comfortable. I was like carrying bags and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was already running late. I hate being late for like meetups and things. I hate being late to see other people. And I went to the metro and like I missed the metro by like not even 30 seconds. I watched it leave the station as I was going towards it. And after that metro, the whole metro shut down. And so I was like
Yes.
stranded, not able to get anywhere, already running late. There were no bikes to take. I had to walk 25 minutes to get to the next metro. Oh, I was like huffing and puffing on my way. I was so annoyed.
It was just like a chain of events and things, but it was fine because I was like, oh, don't worry. Like you ended up getting there earlier before me and then filming some B-roll. So yeah, I arrived, we wandered around, my friend Briella came, and can I say, before we go to the hot chocolate, so we were filming in the Superette, and it was so funny because I think I suggested some sort of content for you to make with Jean, and you said, oh, no. I'm saving that for my engagement announcement or something like that. And Briella looked at me and we're just like, oh, okay. And then we just changed the subject. And I had to change his name in my phone to Mum. So if I got a message or something, you wouldn't suspect. And I had my phone on Do Not Disturb. But there was a moment when we were looking for... Okay, so yeah, we're hanging out. Everything's fine. And you were saying, oh, is it okay? Like, I kind of want to get some content here. Is that annoying? And I said, no. Like, let's go for it because I needed to stall and keep you out for as long as possible. So it actually worked out so well because afterwards, we're like, okay, I want to get like a hot chocolate or like a drink or something. Let's find somewhere. And then you took my phone. You're like, oh, sorry, I'm just going to take your phone and have a look. And I panicked because I was like, oh my God, if I get a message from Jean when you're looking at maps.
Oh my gosh.
So it was fine. But yeah.
The only reason I did that is because my phone was at the bottom of my purse. But yes, okay, I remember in this moment, Laura's like, let's get a coffee. And okay, it's like 7 p.m. And most coffee shops close. Or sorry, it was 6:30. Most coffee shops close at 7.
Yeah.
And I was like, why don't we just go for a glass of wine? Like, let's go to a terrace. And she's like, no, I'm not feeling like I don't want a glass of wine. And I was like, okay, since
when does this girl ever...
Since when do we not want to go for a glass of wine, Laura? And that was the first time I was like, okay, what is up? Like, what is this? What is wrong? Like, I wasn't suspecting something, but I was like, that is weird. Laura is being...
out of character.
Yeah, because, like, truly, I just wouldn't go for a coffee at 7 p.m. Like, I'd go for a glass of wine. You know, like a little apéro.
I just didn't want to keep you out of the house because once we have one, I didn't want it to make it like, okay, let's get another cocktail. I'm like, okay, I need to shut this down early. So we're keeping it coffee, hot chocolate only.
Yeah, which was good.
That was awesome.
We went right across the street.
Yep.
To a little cafe.
Yeah, that was cute. And we had like a hot chocolate. What did you get? A coffee?
I got a flavored coffee, like a hazelnut coffee.
Hazelnut coffee.
And I remember you looking at your phone, and then it got to something like 8 or 8:30. I forget the time. Maybe it was 8 or 7:30. I don't know. It was something like that.
It was like 7. It's 7:30, yeah.
And you were looking at your phone, and you're like, oh, well, like, I should go home. And I was like, what? Like,
yeah.
I thought you were trying to get rid of me. I thought you and Briella were just like,
no.
Why don't you go do your thing? And I was like, am I annoying Laura? Like, what? Because it was so abrupt, and I could see her looking at her phone almost like kind of antsy. Yeah.
Like we were...
But it was good because you really fooled me. Like,
oh, thank gosh.
I really thought I was just like third wheeling anyway.
Well, Briella said it earlier as well. She was like, yeah, I think I'm going to go home soon. And she was like in on the act. Because we also, by the way, up until this point, we had no idea if he was actually proposing. Yeah. I actually asked him, by the way, like, I know it's none of my business, but is this a proposal? And he goes, what did he say? He said, I don't want to say anything. I'd rather keep it private for now, but I'm sure you'll find out.
He so knows me. It was like, I really wanted him to keep everything private, secret. Like, I really wanted it to just be between us two.
Yeah, that's
and
nice.
I wanted the proposal, like, to come from Jean. I didn't want anyone to influence him. Like, I didn't want people being like, oh, Arielle wants this. Or, like, I just wanted Jean, you know?
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's so funny.
It was awesome. It was so funny because I was texting him. I was like, okay, we're still in Le Bon Marché. Like, it's all good. He goes, everything all good? It's like, yeah, but like the time is going well. So we coordinated it pretty well. And then I guess we can talk about like, we left at around 7:30, 7:45. Yeah. And we took the metro and then I got off and then you kept going.
And it was so good because I remember texting Laura, like, it was just so nice. Obviously, it's nice because we're friends. It's nice to see each other and stuff.
Yeah.
But I remember texting her and I said something like, wow, my mood is so much better. That was so nice. I was like, missing the metro thing really put me off. And yeah, leaving that little girl time hangout, I felt so happy.
No, I love that.
So yeah, that was a good way to go home. And another reason why I literally suspected nothing is because this was, like we said, a Monday.
A Monday night.
I would have never thought in a million years that a proposal would be on a Monday night. But
That's why we had to do it, because you're very smart and you pick up on things really easily. So we had to kind of make it.
Yeah.
So you couldn't suspect it. Like, who proposes on a Monday?
there was not an ounce of me that suspected. And we won't get into the other details because I'll save that for Jean to tell his side and like all that. But I didn't suspect a single thing. And when we were at Le Grand Épicerie, I ended up buying the advent calendars that you would have seen me unbox on my main channel. And one of those was the Bonne Maman jam advent calendar, and it was so heavy. And I texted him. I was like, can you please come help me? I'm like carrying all this heavy stuff from the metro. And he was like, yeah, of course. And that's when he came to pick me up, and I see him as I'm getting off the metro, and this boy is wearing his fanciest outfit. He's got his dress shoes. He's got a shirt. He got a haircut. Okay, that same day. He's carrying a massive bouquet of flowers. I was like,
Aww.
am I missing something? Like, what is happening? And fear not, he didn't propose at the metro station, but
Yeah.
we'll save
TBD.
those details for Jean to tell.
Can I just say what happened the few days after?
Yeah. What?
Okay, so.
What happened a few days after?
No, this is why it's also funny. So, okay, Arielle has gone. I've done my job. I've texted him. I was like, yeah, she's on the way. And he goes, yeah, she'll probably text me anyway. And I was like, okay. And so I didn't hear anything. I heard no message.
Oh my gosh, I remember. Yeah.
This was so fun. And I wasn't expecting to hear from you that night because I was like, okay, look, like this is around 9 p.m. I bet they're together. I think things are going well. You're calling your family. I don't know. And I was expecting to maybe hear from you the next day being like, you sneaky, like blah, blah, blah. I had no idea. Heard nothing. And then you messaged me because you wanted to come over and have like a hangout and bring some lunch, like soup. And you said, can I come over? I've got soup, blah, blah, blah. Like just business as usual. No message about anything to do with a proposal.
Yes,
And
to recontextualize, we were supposed to hang out for lunch, but I wanted to drop off because I had made soup and it was so heavy. And I was like, okay, let me drop this off. We would both go work in the morning. Like I had to go film something, Laura had to go to work. And then I was like, I'll come back and we'll have our lunch breaks together.
Yeah.
And so I was popping in and then like popping back out and coming back. But yes.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I was like, okay, cool. And Briella was messaging me like, did he propose? And I said, I don't know. Like she hasn't messaged. What if it went bad? And I was stressing. Like I thought, oh my gosh, it went bad. Like she hasn't mentioned anything. Maybe he just wanted to have a dinner with her. Like, I don't know. And anyway, you come over with the soup in the morning and I immediately look at your hand, like when you walk in the door, no ring. And I'm like, shit, like it went so bad. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, oh my God. And I was messaging Rella being like, there's no ring. There's no ring on the finger. Like, and anyway, I acted the completely normal, like blah, blah, blah. And then you dropped off the lunch and then you came back later. And then honestly, probably after an hour into us like eating lunch.
We had so much to talk about. Like,
yes.
So I was like, tell me about your life. Let's catch up, like normal things.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh, I need your opinion on something. And then you showed me your phone. You're like, well, obviously, you said like, well, obviously you probably know that we're engaged. And I was like,
that is not what I said. Okay, I was not that casual. Look, okay, from my brain, okay. First of all, the ring wasn't my size. Like it had to be fit to my finger. Jean wanted to wait for me because there's a couple ways that you can resize a ring. And so he's like, you're wearing it. Like you should decide how you want to resize it. So the ring was at the jeweler's to be resized. Mm. So that's why I wasn't wearing it. I didn't text you because I'm like, how lame. Why would I text? Like, that's not news I wanted to text.
Yeah.
I want to tell everyone in person. And so obviously my family, I had to call them because I can't see them in person. But I'm like, Laura, like I will see her in the next coming days. Like I'm just going to tell her in person. And so yeah, I didn't have my ring. That's why I wasn't wearing it. It was at the jeweler's. And I hated telling you without my ring.
Yeah.
And so I had a picture of it on my hand. And I remember I was like, okay, you have to envision it. And I put my phone on my hand like this. That's how I showed you.
Oh, okay. And I was like, yes. And then I was like, what the heck? Like, we have to talk about this whole thing. I can't believe you didn't bring it up as soon as you walked in the door. Like, listen here. Like, you just acted as if nothing happened.
Because I think everyone knew that at some point we would get engaged, I think. Yeah. Like, Jean and I have known from the start, like, month one. I was like, we're getting married. It was just, we both knew it. And we had been looking at rings, like, you know, the whole year prior. And so to me, it wasn't like this, like, earth-shattering surprise. You know what I mean? Like, it was obviously very exciting. But, like, my friends, people who know me and stuff, I don't think anyone was maybe surprised by the news. So I didn't feel like it was like, wow, oh my gosh, Laura, can you, like, you know?
Yeah, but like I thought something, and also I never heard from Jean again. Well, I never heard from him again, and I thought, oh, I don't want to message him and say like, how did it go? Because what if it went really badly? And I don't, it's none of my business. So then after you left that day and we celebrated and all excited, then I messaged like, congratulations, she told me. But I think he wanted to wait for you to tell me.
Yeah. Jean knew I knew that he knew that I wanted to tell all my friends in person. And even my friends that I wasn't seeing, like, for example, my friend Bonnie, I was seeing her like a week later. I blocked her on Instagram. I didn't want her to know anything.
Really?
Yeah. I was like, anyone, I want them to know in person, like when I see them, So
yeah, that's nice.
That's why he wouldn't have texted you. But yeah, he was very grateful, obviously, that you helped him and stuff. Like,
I'm glad it worked out.
Oh my god, it was honestly like, obviously I knew I was gonna get engaged at some point, but I just really did not think it was going to be on a Monday night.
You're so funny. Honestly, this girl brings it up every time that we were hanging out. Like, oh, yeah, well, I'm just waiting for him to propose to me. And then you brought it up again when we were, like, out shopping, like, making a joke about, like, oh, if I ever get proposed to or something. Yeah. And that was really funny. But I'm just so excited. Now you're in your engagement era. So.
Yeah, bridal era.
Bridal era. Yay!
I'm so excited. So, yeah, that's our little story. Thank you, Laura, for participating.
With pleasure.
And yeah, I don't know how I'm going to continue with this podcast. I'm probably going to give you guys a story about my ring later on. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for everything.
No worries. I'm happy to be a part of it. I love love. So this sort of, I love surprises. So it was super exciting. And I felt honored that he asked me to help out. So yeah.
He got good vibes for sure because he met her. Laura and I went to the Vendange de Montmartre. Remember that day? Which is a wine festival.
He met me five wines deep.
Okay, that is why Jean texted Laura and said, Arielle can't be drunk. It's because the last event that I went to with Laura that Jean knew about was the Vendange de Montmartre, which was literally you're just going from...
It's a wine festival, yeah.
Obviously, we were having some wine, and Jean ended up meeting us later on. We all went for a drink at a bar and stuff. So
it's not like we're messy. Oh, but then we also went to a cocktail bar as well, a speakeasy. So, yeah, I get it. It was funny though.
Even me, I'm like, Sean, what do you think we're doing? It's true. It's true that if we hadn't gone for coffee, we would have gone for a glass of wine for sure.
For sure, but I just didn't want to keep you out because I know that I'm a fun time. Like once we get the wines going, so I was like, I can't. I have to let her go. But no, that was really fun. That was super exciting.
Okay, thanks. Bye, guys. I'll see you later. All right, so that brings us to the end of the engagement podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed hearing a little bit more of the details. And I'm happy that we finally sat down and filmed this because I have so many other videos that have been waiting to go out on this channel. But I really felt like because I announced on Instagram the next video I wanted to put it on this channel was talking about the engagement and giving you guys a little bit more info on the ring and stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let us know what you think down below. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Not that I want the wedding to become my entire personality, but it is definitely a part of some of the videos I have upcoming. I have some wedding dress videos that I want to show you guys and just wedding stuff in general. So yeah, a new topic to explore on this channel. I hope you guys have a really great evening, and I'll see you in the next one.